I love Halloween, and I really love Halloween events in my game. PUBG, COD, Apex and Overwatch, all these games had great Halloween events at one point or another, and DBD is up there too. This time around, despite Behavior's best efforts to ruin it, it's still pretty fun. Now, it's not because of anything that they've outright done to make the mode a bit spicier this time around, it's just inherently a pretty fun idea. And we can use this as proof that no, I'm not just negative about everything. I am going to start this video with the complaint I'm seeing a lot of people say, which is how sweaty it is, and boy is it sweaty. The background gameplay will be one of the 3 matches I played on Killer, where the enemy had 7 second chance perks. Yes. In fact, here's a quick clip from that match. Unfortunate. I think Jake got that over. Oh, we can actually offer Tilly, it's your second. Yeah, it's just balance, guys. Oh, there's conviction. Dude. As you can see, I was being hit with the classic decisive strike being used aggressively, then I was unable to pick up, which meant that they could conviction, and then it was a conviction into a soul guard, which meant that I can down them. There was no counterplay here. I don't know why DS still works from locker grabs, but Behavior really need to remove it. Now, people are complaining about the event because of situations like these, and I don't know why. The event itself is actually pretty balanced. Killers have haunts that injure and then brutal strength, survivors have fog and self-repairing generators. The gens are a bit questionable, and in a Swift they can definitely be heavily abused, but in general they aren't absolutely crazy. So with the event actually being fairly well balanced, especially in comparison to other events, you can't really blame the event for it being sweaty, since the event isn't the reason why it's sweaty. No, the sweatiness is just a byproduct of the current state of the game. The situation I showed before had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I was in the event mode. If the regular mode is sweaty, the event mode is going to be sweaty. That's just how it is. There isn't magically less pallets, which means the weak killers still suck to play, which means everyone is still running S tiers, which means everyone is on the survivor, has to compensate, and that's really the problem here. The core gameplay right now is just a dumpster fire because of Behavior's god-awful game design. But with that being said, when I'm playing the event, do you know what I'm having? Fun! Turn him in, lads. Boom! I do it. Turn him in. Oh, the fucking 50-50s read so well! And I'm out. And then we bait him.
What on Mars are you doing?
Aww. We tried. I was hoping he would think I would do the same thing twice and go back through, and then I would have time to get out of there. I'm having fun because even though everything is sweaty, there's other stuff to do, which means I don't really care about winning, which means I can dick around and have fun on Survivor, and that is really what an event should be doing, and it does it very well. The gimmicks in the event are just genuinely fun to do. There's enough gimmicks to really add a new flavour to the gameplay, and even though the gameplay is still sweaty, at least it's something different. Now, there is one thing I really dislike about the new changes, and that's how the void has been adjusted. Now, it needed adjustments because before, it wasted too much time on the killer side to interact with the item because the well was on the top floor. So this year, they've put the well on the ground floor, which makes it much more balanced for killer. However, I think the layout of the void last year was some of the most creative looping we've ever had. It was very vertical and it had a lot of drop downs, which was exceptionally fun to have chases in and created a lot of interesting mind games. This year, it's almost completely flat and they've turned it into every other map with double pallets and stuff. It's way less interesting, and going in there is essentially a death sentence for the survivor, which means nobody wants to do it, which means no one's really interacting with the event. I think they could have kept a lot of the verticality while leaving the well on the floor. Alternatively, they could have given the killer a reward for hooking in the void, like a 10% pain resonance every time they did it, but kept the verticality. That way, it's harder to get the down like it was last year, but you're rewarded for it rather than just turning the void into a super boring place to be. So overall, the gameplay is actually pretty fun. Nothing groundbreaking, but it's infinitely more enjoyable than the base game right now. Let's move on to superficial things. The event rewards was something that were always good with Haunted by Daylight. This time around, they're also pretty good, but there's really not a lot of them. The Skull Merchant skin is phenomenal. I don't know why Skull Merchant keeps getting amazing skins when she's been nuked for what feels like a year, but I'll pull her out of retirement when I get the full set. The Felix skin, on the other hand,
good God! It's hideous.
Is pretty bad, to be honest, especially compared to rewards in previous years like Scarecrow Kate and Zombie Yunjin. We got a bunch of titles and emblems, including this cute witch one of Michaela and Sable. As a P100 Michaela, I approve. That being said, it should have been animated. A real missed opportunity there. Next, we only got 3 new shirts.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
3! Really, behavior? Now, they are nice, I particularly like these, however, I think they should have made the Halloween shirts glow. It looks like they should glow in the dark. A big shame, and it would have actually offset the fact that we only have 3 if they put more effort into them. Where they have put effort in, however, is in the shop.
Hello, I like money.
Now, right now, you can get a Talita and a Renato vampire skin. Now, you might be thinking, JC, that's a small number of skins, and you'd be correct. See, there is a clown, a blighted Springtrap, and a Maggie from the Walking Dead skin, but you won't see them in the store at the moment. Behavior, in their infinite wisdom, have decided to stagger the releases.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Why the fuck have you done this, Behavior? Now, I don't care about these upcoming skins. I'm not going to be buying any of them, but for some reason, I have a lot of P100 Springtrap viewers in my Twitch stream, and a lot of them have shared their complaints about the skin releasing on Halloween, which I completely agree with. There is no reason to stagger the release of these skins. All it's done is killed the hype and blue balls you players of the people who actually want to buy these skins. If you're a Springtrap main, Blighted Springtrap would be so fun to use during this Halloween event to really get you in the spirit. But since it's been delayed until Halloween, that means for the vast majority of this event, Springtrap players won't even be able to use the Halloween skin because you've delayed it for so long. What? I don't know why they've done this. It's so stupid. Why should they have to wait 3 weeks to be able to buy the skin they want to use? It's insane. So all in all, the mode is pretty fun, albeit very sweaty. The things we can earn pale in comparison to what we used to get, and they've staggered a bunch of the store skins people were looking forward to for no reason. I do think this is the best event that we've had all year, bar none, but I do think they could have done better. Really, they probably should have. DBD is a horror game, so in theory, the Halloween event should be their biggest event. I remember when I first started playing this game, it was actually during a Halloween event when the Kate Scarecrow skin was up for grabs, and seeing all the stuff you could earn was really exciting. Now, it feels like there's not really much to earn. The pictures and the banners have become fluff for our events and battle passes, where half the earnable items are these things which we can only equip one of. Also, the new battle pass isn't even Halloween themed, which is very disappointing because normally they are. Last year's Halloween pass had one of the best skins in the game in the form of the Yui skin. Alongside that amazing Dracula skin, we had that really cool nurse skin. It was just all around amazing. But hey, at least the gameplay is pretty interesting. Anyway, that's all from me, gamers. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.